Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Stampin' Up with Jamie. Thank you so much for joining me on replay or on my YouTube channel if you're catching this. I appreciate it. Tonight I have a brand new project. I know we're in July, but believe it or not, I have started Christmas cards. How crazy is that? So I pulled out some new goodies from the August to December mini catalog. If you are a customer of mine, your catalogs went out in the mail today. If you aren't and would still like a catalog, please let me know. Shoot me an email or a private message on Facebook or however, and let me know, and I'd be happy to pop one in the mail for you. So let me show you what we're working with. I'm just going to move this a smidge closer. There we go. Okay. Hello, Amy. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining me tonight. Hello, hello. Okay, so I'm playing with the Poinsettia Petals. It's part of a big suite. Now, I didn't get everything in this suite. I'm not using everything from the suite, but it is a big suite. Once you get your catalog, because I can't show you the inside right now, it is found on page 14 and 15, and then it carries over into 16 as well. And it comes with designer series paper, some really fun specialty paper, ribbon, embellishments, and of course this really, really fun bundle. So let me show you what is in the bundle. Here's the stamp set. Again, Poinsettia Petals stamp set and the name of the bundle. It comes with these great poinsettia leaves that you can layer over one another. Some leaves and great sentiments. I actually, when I looked at this, I was like, oh, they're kind of small. I was kind of surprised, but that's not the real, it shows the images are at 65%. So that Merry Christmas, see if you can catch it. It's actually quite large. It actually measures a little bit over 3 inches. So don't be fooled by what you see here. These images are a lot larger than is on the cover of our stamp set here. So that's the stamp set. Hi, Paula. Oh, thanks for sharing. Hi, Christy. Hello. Thank you for coming tonight. The dies that coordinate with them, the poinsettia dies, easy to remember, are beautiful. Oh my goodness, they're so exciting. Okay, so each one of our flowers is kind of twofold, and the leaves too, I should say, the holly leaves. So we have an inside part, an inside die, which embosses, and then we have an outside die that cuts out. So if you're making the poinsettia flower like I did today, you're going to use both. But if you're stamping and then cutting out, well, I guess you could use both technically, but you really only have to use the outside one to stamp and then cut out. I will say it's a little tricky to line up, and I took this tip from a different demonstrator. It's not my original idea, so I don't want to take credit for it, but I think it was pretty brilliant, so I used it. In order to help lining up when you are storing your dies, I actually just took a Sharpie and put a little dot on the inside embossing as well as the outside die cut. And then I did the same thing for the other side. So when I was lining it up, I feel like that one, as I say that, I think it washed away. I did do them on both sides, and I would recommend doing both sides. So, okay, there you go. I guess the Sharpie kind of washes off, so I don't know. Anyways, I would recommend doing both sides. A little dot on either side, and it helps when you line up, just knowing exactly, so you're not like spinning this guy around for eternity trying to figure out which way he goes. A little Sharpie helps you figure it out. The other thing I would caution you about is these dies, especially the inside one that embosses. It is super, super, super delicate. So this guy here, you probably can't tell, but I ripped him up so quickly that I kind of bent him a little bit. Now, he still works because I run him through the die cutting machine and it kind of flattens out, and it didn't break. But I think if I had bent it just a little bit more, I would have ripped one of those petals. So when you're using these dies, especially the inside embossing one, this little part here is so thin. Just go very slowly and almost like maybe lift up two sides at the same time, so you're not just pulling one petal and then breaking it off. Because I was very close to breaking it myself, and I wouldn't want that to happen to you. So let's just dive into the card. Here's it again in case you missed it the first time around. My card base is Mossy Meadow cardstock. It measures 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. Believe it or not, I actually remembered my bone folder tonight. I never remember it. I always forget, and then I'm having to pull it out. I remembered it tonight. Yay. You're going to need a panel of gold foil and a panel of designer series paper. You know what? I didn't pull that paper out. Hold on. I got to look up the name of that paper. I haven't memorized the papers yet. So, Heartwarming Hugs. This designer paper here comes from the Heartwarming Hugs designer series paper pack. It's in a different suite, but they definitely kind of coordinate and work together. And I use this as kind of my inspiration for my color scheme, which is Real Red, Pear Pizzazz, and Mossy Meadow. So that's where I pulled my inspiration from. This little piece of gold foil is 1 by 5 1/2. So it's just 1 and then a full length of your card. Pull out your new adhesive. If you don't have a new adhesive, you need this. This is such good adhesive. The, what's it called? Stampin' Seal. Adhesive, brand new to the annual catalog. It works so well. It's super strong, even just the regular one. So we have the Stampin' Seal, and then we have the Stampin' Seal Plus, which is like for your super duper not going anywhere. But honest to goodness, this guy is super strong by itself as well. Oh, thanks, Linda. Hi, Karen. Okay, so that's the other side of the designer series paper, but I'm going to use the polka dot side. And, oh, let me tell you the measurements of this. I always forget to tell you measurements, so remind me, please. I always forget. So this measures 3 3/4 by 5 1/2, and it's just going to overlap that gold just a little bit. I didn't want them to perfectly line up because it's easier to make sure if they overlap that maybe your measurements are off or whatever. So that covers... make sure I don't mess up. So let's now work on our poinsettia. I did all the die cutting ahead of time, so it's just a matter of kind of assembling them up. I couldn't think of what that word was. To make today's card, you're going to need 2 of these gold sprigs. All of these dies are in that poinsettia die. So let me just show you again. This is the sprig. And then I used the small, the medium, and then the large dies. And then I used the leaves. Again, for this, you're going to need to emboss the inside as well as cut on the outside. And if you line it up just right, you can do it in one full swoop. Okay, so then you have a large poinsettia leaf flower. Are these leaves or are these flowers? I don't know. A medium one and then a small one. In my sample today, I actually used one of the little tiny ones as well. But I don't think I was supposed to, so I'm not including it in today's video. And then I cut out like a little inside. In the suite, I didn't buy them, again, because I can't buy everything, even though I wanted everything. There are beaded pearls. These are beautiful. Let's see, are they on the cover? I can show you if they're on the cover. No, I don't see them on the cover. And they're beautiful for the inside center of the poinsettia. But I didn't have those, so the dies include this guy, and that's what I used. Okay, so I added a little glitter because I think glitter, especially in Christmas time, is really fun, especially with like a poinsettia like this. So I pulled out my Wink of Stella, and super fun. And all I did, well, first is I took each of the flowers and I kind of used my thumb to give them a little bit of form. So right now they're very flat. right? So I kind of bent them into my thumb and kind of curl the edges a little bit. Now, odds are when you pop this in the mail, it's gonna kind of get flattened a little bit, but hopefully it keeps some of its shape. And maybe you're hand delivering this card or popping it on the front of a gift or something, and so it will keep its more 3D shape. But even if it doesn't, it won't completely get flattened out. And curling in the edges just adds a little bit of extra touch to make it, you know, a little bit more 3D. So I don't know if you can see, but the ends of the petals are kind of curled. And these ones especially, I kind of indented almost. I almost like folded them on that crease. Then I took my Poinsettia, which is so fun to use. I haven't used it in so long. It's been a while. Hi, Lisa. Hello. And all I did was I did not overthink this too much. And I went along the grain. And then I took the side of my Poinsettia brush. Well, first I started coloring, but it was a little heavy-handed for me. So I decided just to kind of run the brush along the edge of the poinsettia. And I like that look a little bit more. Don't overthink it. I mean, you can overthink it if you want to, but I'm not overthinking it, honestly. It's an artistic look. And if you want the strokes to be wider, just press harder. It's like a paintbrush. So if you want a super fine stroke, kind of be a little bit more graceful and delicate with it. And if you want it a little thicker, just go thicker. If you want your edges to be a little bit more noticeable, kind of instead of going flat with it, kind of tilt your brush in a little bit and more of it will go on. And oops. Maybe don't go quite as fast as I'm going because I'm certainly not getting this perfect. Okay, so see that? Does the light catch it? Thanks, Beth. Thanks so much. Thanks, Linda. I'm so glad you like it. I love gold and silver touches at Christmas. Well, first of all, when I decorate, that got ahead away from me. When I decorate my house, I decorate in red and gold. My tree is red and gold. I love red and gold. It's very classy. I kind of like traditional colors, I guess you can say. So when I saw the poinsettia, I just knew it screamed to have a little bling added to it. And thought this was perfect. Now, if you use the designer series paper that comes in the suite, it's a little bit more rustic colors, rustic look. So I didn't get that paper though, so I am using paper from a different suite. Whoops. Listen, if it gets away from you like it did just there, no big deal. It'll be extra blingy, extra sparkly. Whoops. And let me tell you, you will be covered. It will be all over you. You will have glitter everywhere. Oh my goodness, I totally, look at that one. I totally did not go delicate on that one. That one got away from me a little bit. Okay, almost done. Yeah, I think it's easier to go like this as opposed to how I was doing it before. Okay, last one. Just following that vein that embossed one creates. We're not done with it, but we're done with it for now. So now we have to assemble. So I said you're going to be covered in glitter. You will be. And then because we're using liquid glue, you're also going to be covered in glue. So this is going to be really fun. Ooh, shrimp scampi. Oh, Karen, that sounds amazing. Anytime you want to cook me dinner, I would be okay with that. Oh, of course I didn't test my glue ahead of time. Hold on, let's see if I can do it off camera. Oh, there we go. Sometimes it just gets a little clogged. You just have to squeeze really hard. Okay, so they go, if you want them to kind of fit together perfectly, they go opposite each other. So this guy would go right in the negative space there. Like so. Oh, my glue is seeping everywhere. I'll put a little bit less. And then this one goes opposite that one. And then last but not least, we have the center. And I am going to put glitter or Poinsettia on him. but it's just easier to adhere him first. And then this guy, I literally just put it all over it because he's the center. Oops, it's moving. I probably should have let that dry. When I made mine, I actually used just like regular adhesive. But the glue is nice because it does give you like a little bit of time to wiggle it around if you don't get it right. Okay, so there's our poinsettia. Isn't that pretty? I love it. I'm so pleased with how it came out. Okay, so when I put things together, I originally wanted to use, do I still have them? I might have them in my trash bin. I do. I wanted to use or make and use mossy meadow leaves. I really loved the dark green with it. I really, honestly, if I wasn't using that designer series paper as a background, I probably would have gone with the mossy meadow leaves. But against this background, they really kind of get lost. I really do like it though. I wonder if I should try it. Let's just play with it for a second. I don't know. Do you like those leaves or these leaves? I thought they kind of got a little lost. Let's see. Can I find the fourth one in my garbage bin? By the way, my garbage bin is all paper. It's not like I'm digging through, you know, food or anything. It's just my trash bin next to my desk here. Do you have a room for mint? I'll cook for you. That's funny. Hey, if you cook for me, I will make room for you, Karen. I hate cooking. I really, really do. Which one? You like the mossy meadow, Linda? I really like the mossy meadow one. I thought it got a little lost though, but maybe I like it a little lost. Maybe I think I'm going to try it this way. Okay, so I forget what I said. I originally on this one thought that the mossy meadow, you kind of lost the leaves. So I went Pear Pizzazz for these guys. Again, bringing in the color that's in the designer series paper. But now that I'm looking at the, yeah, everybody's saying mossy meadow. I really like the mossy meadow one better. That's kind of silly of me. Oh, well. Okay, so that's what we're going to go with. But that was my reasoning behind going Pear Pizzazz, was I thought you kind of lost it a little bit. So let's see here. I want it like this. So what I'm going to do, and this is what I did when I made my card. I just put a little bit of glue like that and held it in my hand so I can kind of get an idea. Oh, I may need a little bit more glue. Let's squeeze a little bit more. A little bit like that. And glue and glitter. It's everywhere. I'm covered. It was inevitable. But I think it's well worth it. I love the look. I'm kind of not going to go opposite, like in a line. I'm going to go a little kind of off kilter here. Because I kind of want it tucked in that corner. I kind of want it... the word I want. I want it like kitty cornered. Like that. Ooh, I like that a lot. I like the mossy meadow. You don't see the leaves as prominent, but I do think it's pretty. And then these are sprigs again from that same dies in the bundle. And I cut them out of gold foil. Again, tying in the gold touches here. And I don't know, kind of have it between the two leaves. Not much of it is showing. It is kind of just kind of peeking out, so to speak. Ooh, I'm covered. Okay, well, hopefully that's where I need the glue. And we'll go like there with that one. Oh my goodness, I'm covered. This is why I don't use glue. It makes the wrap pop more. I agree, Beth. Yes, it's true. The leaves don't pop as much, but I think it does make the poinsettia pop more. Yep, I would agree with that. Good call. I'm glad you helped me talk that one out. Sometimes I just have to talk it out, and then I get to where I want to be. Okay, this is a hot glue mess, so I'm going to just set it aside while we do the sentiment, and hopefully it's dried a little bit. If not, I might have to cover that glue with some tape because I am covered. Okay, glue and glitter. That's what I'm covered with. But I think I'm done with the glue, so we'll set that aside. Okay, So if you missed it before, I did say that this Merry Christmas, I'm like, oh, that's perfect. Nice and small sentiment right next to it. But when you open up the stamp set, it's quite big. And it didn't quite, like, I just wanted a small little sentiment. I just wanted like a little thing right here. Whereas the other one was like the full length. I guess I could have made the card that way and it all would have fit. But I went searching for another sentiment that had a pretty script, said Merry Christmas, and was a little smaller. And I pulled out the Cherish the Season stamp set. And again, this is a new one, so it's in the August to December catalog. Glue plus glitter equals glam. Well, I'm glamming it up, Christy. I'm full of glam. That's funny. So I took this sentiment here. It's a very similar script, which I really liked. So it is a cling mount. I almost said clear, and I knew that wasn't right. Cling mount. And I'm going to stamp it in Mossy Meadow ink. I would have cut the stamp and put the Merry over. Wow, Linda, I have done that only a couple of times. It makes me so nervous, honestly. I might have like tried to maybe washi tape it. I love that it's a big sentiment because it takes up a lot of room. And again, maybe if I had done the card like this, then it all would have fit and been fine. I didn't think about that when I made the card though. I just thought about that now. So anyways, so I'm going to cut that out in a second. But while I have my ink pad open, I did go ahead and use the same sentiment for the different sentiment from the Cherish the Season stamp set for the inside. So may you cherish the wonder of the season now and throughout the year. I don't normally stamp the inside of my cards. However, because I mail so many Christmas cards, I don't have time to write a long message like I usually do, which is why I don't stamp the inside. So one year I didn't do any of them, and then I went to mail them and I was stamping the insides, I don't know, of like 50 cards. I'm like, forget that. Next year I have to do it as I go. So I'm going to try, you guys will have to hold me to it. I'm going to try, and as I create my Christmas cards, stamp the inside. We'll see how successful I am about that. There's my inside. Then I'm taking the big poinsettia here, or not the big poinsettia, but the standalone poinsettia. And I'm just going to stamp over it because I do like, I might stamp it off twice, but I do like when you stamp a sentiment and then also sort of an image next to it or around it. Oops, let's try that again. I think I'm going to stamp twice off, so it's a little even less. Hold on. I'm not going to get that. How many times can I stamp off? Let's see. Okay, this is going to be pretty light, but I think I'm going to light it even better. Yeah, I do. So I stamped off twice. I do like that. The one I did in my sample, I only stamped off once. And it's definitely darker. It makes it a little harder to read the words. Not impossible, but I think this probably is a little better way to go. So while we're waiting for my glue to dry, which it doesn't look like it's drying anytime soon, let's do the inside of the card here. And make sure your sentiment is the right way. That wouldn't be good. Okay, so let me move my stamps here. Hold on, I gotta die cut and everything's in its way. Give me a second here. Oops. Okay, so I'm using my favorite dies. I think I use them every week. If you don't have them, you need them. They're beautiful. Everybody should have these dies. I use them all the time. All the time. So they're the Tasteful Labels dies. Today I'm using this guy. I use these all the time. All the time. I love them so much. They fit so many different sizes, and you know what? It's like they're different. It's not like they're squares or just plain circles. Like they're just fun shapes, and I love that they're all stitched. So that's what we're going with for the Merry Christmas. Let's see here. I'm gonna do it off screen, so don't mind me as I just run that through quickly my die cutting machine. The new one we can order super soon, which is really, really exciting. I cannot wait. Hold on, let me just move that down. Okay, so let's see, how's my poinsettia doing? It's looking very not dry. Okay, it's looking a little drier. I adhered this down with Stampin' Dimensionals. Did I? No, I didn't. Sorry, my sentiment I did with Stampin' Dimensionals. Or did I do that one with Stampin'? I feel like I did though. No, I guess I didn't. I could have sworn I did. Okay, I guess I used liquid glue again. I'm sorry, my memory is so bad, and I made this card yesterday. You would think I'd be able to remember these things, but honestly, my memory is so bad. I just don't remember anything. Okay, so I'm just loading it up with glue because why not? And I kind of want it in the corner-ish, like there. Don't worry, even more covered with glitter. And my sentiment, I'm gonna do it so it's overlapping one and then kind of tucked under another, or maybe over both. I might do it like that actually. And these ones, the sentiment I am gonna put down with dimensionals. I'm gonna use a few because I really want it to stay, and I may, let's see here, if I put one there. Have you ever like tried to figure out where can I put a dimensional? I'm gonna put a mini one over here. Let's see. Yeah, bottom right hand corner. Okay, peel them off. It's not your memory, it's because you make so many beauties every day and hard to keep them straight. That's very sweet, Karen. I appreciate it. I'll tell my kids that. I'm making too many beautiful things. I'm sorry I can't remember anything around here. I just don't remember things. I feel so bad because I know I don't always remember to give the measurements, and then people will be like, do you remember the measurements of this card? And I'm like, honest to goodness, I'm sorry, I don't. If I still have the card, I'll run and like quickly measure things up, but I mail usually all my cards, and I usually don't remember. I always feel so bad. So that's why you have to remind me to give measurements. Okay, last but not least, we're going to add a couple of the wonderful gems. These are real red, and it looks gold. I think they call them iridescent. Hold on. What suite were they part of? Hold on. I have my catalog next to me, so I can kind of cheat and look, but I don't know that one off the top of my head. I don't know. Okay, well, it's real red for sure, because I know I looked that up to be sure that they would match. I like my colors to match. If I'm using real red, I like to use real red ribbon or embellishments. Okay, and let's see. Where did I put them? Don't really remember. I guess I put one medium. There's two sizes, like a large and a small. So one large red and then a small red. Come back here. Like that. And then I also added a small. It's got like a gold touch to it, but it definitely is sort of iridescent, I think. Is that the word? Goodness. And then this one I'm going to tuck down here. And then one more. You're barely going to be able to see it because it's gold on gold. So for this one, I might add it up here. But for my card, I added it over there. It's kind of hard to see. And these are wonderful gems. So keep in mind, embellishments, designer series paper, all are part of my product share for the new catalog. Okay, it gets you a sampling of all the paper, ribbons and embellishments if you want, or you can separate them and just get the paper or just get the ribbons and embellishments. It's a great way of getting a sample of everything without having to buy one of everything. And also keep in mind that I have an ordering promotion going on right now. So for every order of at least $50, you're going to get $15 in free product from me. So this is only when you shop through my store. This is something I'm offering through July, I almost said June, July 21st. So great time to stock up on some fun products and also get lots of free product at the same time. So definitely check out my product share. Head on over to my store to see what new goodies you can snag and get some free product. And keep in mind that all this new product is available. The Christmas holiday, August, December mini catalog is available beginning August 4th. August 4th. So if you are a demonstrator, you can pre-order it now, or you can wait until August 4th. And if you need a catalog, certainly let me know. I'd be happy, more than happy to pop one in the mail for you. So thank you everyone for joining tonight. If you've been watching and have yet to leave a comment, quickly do so, because as soon as we're done here, I'm going to pop all your names in a hat and draw one for someone to receive tonight's card. Okay, thank you so much for joining me tonight. This has been so much fun, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.